Chinese media is claiming that a J-16 locked up and scared away not one, but two F-22s. Let's take a look at the article and see if this is really accurate.
3, 2, 1.
So this is sohu.com, and it is a translation because the website is in Chinese. Saw a lot of comments about this, so I Googled it and I found the source material and thought it was interesting. So it says, on October 2nd, 2025, CCTV special program Must Victory. And again, this is a translation, so it may not have translated correctly. Revealed for the first time a confrontation that was enough to rewrite the narrative of air power in the Western Pacific. In 2024, over the East China Sea, the Chinese Air Force's J-16 fighter successfully drove away the U.S. F-22 fighter, creating a classic example of non-stealth fighter fighting against stealth fighter. I don't know if you remember the documentary where an F-14 took out several Su-57s and then a Super Hornet took out some Su-57s. So very classic. The protagonist of this encounter was Li Chao, a pilot of the Western Theater Command Air Force. While flying his J-16 during coastal training, he encountered two F-22s. After their initial encounter, Li Chao quickly locked on to one of the F-22s, prompting the other U.S. fighter jet to break away and attempt to counterlock. In a critical moment, he executed a precise barrel roll, flying backwards over the enemy fighter, bringing the canopies of the two aircraft within just 10 to 15 meters of each other. Training rule violation. This powerful maneuver successfully secured a favorable position, simultaneously locking on to both F-22s and ultimately forcing the fighters to withdraw. Just like the first documentary with the MiG-28s. All you need is a lock and they go away. It's worth noting that this batch of F-22s was urgently deployed from the United States to Kadena Air Force Base in Okinawa, Japan in May of 2024. This confrontation became the first close encounter between the Chinese Air Force and the F-22. Since then, F-22 has not appeared near the Chinese coast. Scared them away forever. How do they do that? Well, number one, they've got overwhelming strength of the radar. Gallium nitride active phased array radar is formidable detection weapon, boasting a detection range of 400 kilometers for conventional targets. Its array spans over 1 meter, integrates 2048 by 2680 transceiver modules, making it the world's largest fighter radar in terms of the number of TR units. Against the F-22 with an RCS of approximately 0.03 square meters, its detection range is between 133 to 160 kilometers, approaching the maximum range of the AIM-120D missile. Multi-sensor fusion to fill blind spots. In addition, it has IR, electronic detection systems, which can continuously track stealth targets even when the radar is off. Avionics fire control system transplanted from the J-20 technology can precisely integrate multi-source information, significantly improving the target identification lock accuracy. Anti-stealth system provides full protection. The key to this victory lies in the anti-stealth system encompassing the air, ground, and air. Again, it's a translation. Ground-based anti-stealth radars such as the JY-27 Alpha SLC-6 utilize multi-radar array technology to amplify the F-22 signal by 60,000 times, enabling all-around surveillance. KJ-500 early warning aircraft provide aerial relay guidance, forming a complete detection tracking lock loop. Practical value of this confrontation far exceeds that of a single expulsion operation. At the beyond visual range level, the J-16's detection range is basically the same as the range of the U.S. military's air-to-air missiles, which means as the initiative of discovering the enemy first and attacking the enemy first. First look, first shot opportunity, as we say in the States. From the perspective of system combat, it marks China's anti-stealth technology has moved from laboratory to actual combat. F-22 stealth advantage can be greatly weakened in specific environments. More importantly, it verifies the tactical feasibility of non-stealth fighters plus system support against stealth fighters. Military experts expressed a sharp mix of controversy and consensus regarding the finding. Supporters argue that China's anti-stealth technology is well established, having already achieved tracking of the F-22 at a distance of 450 kilometers in 2013, and that the J-16's radar power and data fusion capabilities now make it even more difficult to evade. Critics, however, pointed out that 146 kilometer figure is mostly a detection range and that stable tracking range may be significantly shortened. Furthermore, active air-to-air missile seekers may still fail against stealth targets, putting 14 aircraft at a disadvantage relying solely on onboard equipment. The aerial confrontation has triggered a chain reaction. The U.S. military has been forced to adjust its deployment, ending the permanent F-22 presence at Kadena and shifting to dynamic force deployment model. The U.S. Indo-Pacific Command has also acknowledged China's rapid progress in advanced fighter aircraft. Regionally, China's surveillance capabilities with its air defense identification zone has significantly improved, creating a hidden deterrent to neighboring countries' acquisitions of stealth fighters. A more far-reaching impact lies in its implications of its technological approach. China's proven asymmetric counter-stealth approach is driving the evolution of global air defense systems towards targeted upgrades. To date, the U.S. Department of Defense has not officially responded to this incident. It should be noted the analysis is based on comparison of publicly available reports and technical specifications. The actual performance of military equipment often exceeds publicly available data, and the results of a single confrontation are influenced by multiple factors, making it insufficient to fully assess the overall strengths and weaknesses of the two jets. However, it's undeniable that this East China Sea confrontation has become an important footnote to the shifting balance of power in the Western Pacific. Whew. Okay, so I agree and I disagree. First off, yes, China's a formidable adversary. It'd be great if we were all allies, but as far as an adversary goes, yes, 100%. J-16 is a very capable fighter. It's their Su-30 equivalent. Multi-role fighter. It's not stealth. It's not like their J-20 or anything like that, but it's still very capable aircraft. They have done a lot of technological upgrades, and it is very capable. Do I think this story happened? No, not even a little bit. The entire thing about encountering two F-22s, so 1v2, he's just doing coastal training, and he scares them away with his radar. That's stuff from movies. I don't care who the countries are. That's just not how it works. And a precise barrel roll flying backwards over the enemy fighter, canopy to canopy at 10 meters. No, absolutely. This is from a movie. This is stuff that propaganda ministers create in their fever dreams. It's not real, and it didn't happen. Now, could they have locked up an F-22? Yeah. I mean, it's not impossible to. I mean, we showed a video of a Rafale fighting an F-22 and locking it up. There are characteristics of stealth that it depends. You know, that's what it means. It's not always 100% invisible. And they even talk about this in the article, that it's not 100% invisible. U.S. Indo-PACOM usually talks about close encounters. They've talked about intercepts. They talk about dangerous intercepts too. Remember when the flanker split the formation of was it an F-16? And we got that video. Well, we talk about stuff like that. There have been no reports whatsoever of any Raptors being intercepted by or intercepting a J-16. And they just willy-nilly ran into each other by accident. Just happened to be on coastal training, and he encounters them. And then as a result, they never brought Raptors back. I mean, come on, dude. That's not even how we plan deployments. That's not how we plan these events. So, no. Is the rest valid? Yes. Is the emerging tech realistic and valid? Absolutely. Is stealth the be-all, end-all? No. Are there other technologies out there that make it a part of a bigger integrated plan? Yes. And so this just reads like pure propaganda. It's nonsense. I'm not going to say that Chinese pilots aren't capable, because I'm sure a J-16 pilot in such a scenario could probably lock a Raptor and do an intercept, especially if it's a situation where it's not wartime. And because we intercept each other all the time, right? Is that possible? Yes. Did that happen? No. Just didn't happen. So it's just interesting to me that that this is, and again, this is a translation of the CCTV report, Must Victory. So whatever it is they're trying to get across is, I don't know, they want to show that the J-16 is equally capable, which is surprising to me that they're using the J-16, right? Because they're trying to sell their JF-17s, and they're trying to sell their new J-35s, and they're trying to sell I actually might be more willing to believe the J-35, to be honest with you, than a J-16. But J-20, anything like that. I just, you read this and you're like, there's nothing here. And urgently deployed to Kadena and then they left. I mean, come on, man. Like it's hard to even address how stupid that is. But could a scenario where you have a mutual intercept happen, which we've seen that before, where F-35s intercept Russian Bears or Russian fighters or Chinese aircraft? Yes. And then could that have turned into, did he lock him up while he was there? Yeah, that could happen. If he maneuvered within visual range and locked him up, absolutely, that could possibly happen. Did he do a barrel roll and a mini dogfight ensued? No. I mean, that's a hostile act. That didn't happen. We're not doing wartime maneuvering in this. At the best, it was a mutual intercept. They did get a lock-in game. And yeah, he might have been behind him for a little while, but we're not targeting missiles at each other. We're not doing, because that's all hostile stuff. That's not stuff that two superpowers are going to do, because they don't want somebody to get the wrong idea and get into a defensive posture and start I'm the guy who started World War III. We just don't want to do that. So probably some partial truth to this, but again, US Indo-PACOM has not I looked in the last 2 years, they've had nothing with F-22s and that, and I have no reason to believe that they would hide something like that. So I would say odds of this being true, pretty low. And the odds of it happening the way this article is written, 0. Didn't happen. So, but I know that my Chinese fans will correct me in the comments. So let me know what you think. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thanks for watching. See you next time.